Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my combat achievement locked hardcore Ironman. Okay, well we're not actually entirely locked to doing combat achievements, but that is the main focus of this hardcore Ironman account. Just around a month ago I started a fresh hardcore Ironman and I'm trying to complete as many of the combat achievements as possible before dying. And so far it's been a ton of fun. We've taken on a bunch of different bosses, including Bryophyta, and even Barrows. Now to make things a bit more interesting, for every combat achievement I complete before dying, I'm going to be donating $10 to charity. So far I think we're up to $220 we have to donate, and hopefully we can add on a bunch more to that today. Hope you guys enjoy. As always, if you do, always appreciate a like on the video. It really does support me a lot. Anyway guys, let's get started. Okay, so I have a bit of a dilemma here. We still don't have prayer potions. I don't know how that has happened. We've neglected herb lore. Unforgivable, I know, but we're working on it now. So we need to get 38 herb lore before we can make prayer potions. I've already banked a fair number of renars, so that's not a huge issue once we get it, but I mean, we need prayer potions to kill the deranged archaeologist. I also have some unfinished business with Barrows. They have a very convoluted way to get 38 prayer, and that's actually going to be starting with the Shades of Morton quest, which I think will bump us up to 25 herb lore. Another quest coming in here, Jungle Potion, which it bumped us up to 27 herb lore. So there's the Shiloh Village quest done. Doesn't specifically give herb lore experience, but I'm sure you might guess it. We're going to try to do one small favor. One small favor gives you two 10,000 experience lamps that you can put in anything you want. Obviously, I'll put it in herb lore, and that will give me enough experience to, I think, immediately jump to 38 prayer. Okay, so I actually forgot of something really important. You can get herb lore boosts. I think we're going to do that to speed things up a bit. Okay, so we've changed the direction we're going here a bit. I'm going to complete Edgar's Ruse instead, and I think with a +3 boost, that will be enough to allow me to make prayer potions. Alright, so there we go. Troll Stronghold is done with, which means we also ended up getting a gear upgrade along the way, that being climbing boots. It took a long time to get that. So right now if we talk to Xanthew, he will tell us to just piss off. But if we go ahead and eat this botanical pie and then talk to him, he will actually allow us to start the quest, which is awesome, and will save us a fair bit of time. So there we go guys, we are done with Edgar's Ruse, which will perfectly boost us to 34 herb lore, which means with a +4 boost, we can make prayer potions. So we ate the botanical pie and made all our prayer potions, and we ended up with 27 3-dose prayer potions, so it's a start, but we do have to be very careful not to waste them. So like I was saying, we do have some unfinished business with the Barrows brothers, and I want to get most of this done with before we take on the deranged archaeologist. Why, you might ask? Well, I'm kind of scared of the deranged archaeologist, so I would say let's do Barrows first, just in case the unthinkable happens. Now Barrows has 2 kill count tasks, one at 10 kill count and one at 50, and then 4 other tasks that require you to kill the Barrows brothers in a very specific way. So there we go, Barrows Novice is complete. We got kind of lucky and unlucky within those 10 chests. I ended up getting arguably the 2 worst items from Barrows, but we did get an item and we even got 2 of them. Barrows chests right now are very slow. I'm probably only doing around 3 or 4 an hour. Now I finally gained enough combat levels to be able to do Konar Slayer, which is pretty damn good for Ironman. We're already up to 40 Slayer, and Slayer is kind of just a side goal of mine. I need to get up to, I think, 62 Slayer just for the easy combat achievements, and obviously much higher for some of the harder ones. Now one of the biggest benefits of Konar Slayer on Ironman has got to be the Brimstone Keys. We got 3 of them on our very first task. It makes something like Hellhounds actually worth doing, even though that took me 2 hours to do, oh my god. Okay, so we'll grab another task from Konar, and Bronze Dragons, that's not great, so I may end up skipping that. That said, we do have these Brimstone Keys. So let's go ahead and open them up. First one, Redwood Tree Seed, not ideal, we won't need that for a while. 2 Rune Flailhelms is great. Oh my god. We got a Dragon Hasta. Welcome to the club of completely useless weapons. That will go nicely with my Torix hammers and Rim Staff. Man, the Dragon Hasta is not used very much. I can't really think of anything to use it for. I mean, it does have a stab setting, I think. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and repair it. There's no reason not to, but what do you guys think? Are there any uses for this Dragon Hasta? I mean, I guess for now it is my best stab weapon and crush weapon, so I guess I'm happy I have it. So now that I've had a bit of time to practice the Barrows safe spot, I think it's finally time to take on some of the medium and hard level tasks. The one I'm going to be working on now is going to be Can't Touch This. Now this requires me to kill all of the melee Barrows brothers without being attacked once, which means I have to safe spot them all perfectly. If they even attack me once, even if it's a 0, the task is failed. Now I'm still going to be praying for Duroc because if I misstep once, he could hit me for like a 65 or something. So I gotta watch out for that. Now to do it correctly, I do need kind of a specific configuration. I need either a rim or krill in the tunnel. That's because if you get one of the melee brothers down in the tunnel, it's a lot harder to avoid all damage for them. So we're looking for one of the range brothers to be in the tunnel. After that, we simply have to... Alright, so we have another shot at it. This time, let's try not to choke and just get this done with. Well, I think we did it. I don't think we made any mistakes doing this, and I'm not sure if you get it at the end of the entire Barrows run, or after killing all the brothers. It looks like maybe it's at the end. God, I hope it works anyway. Oh, there it is. The combat achievement, Can't Touch Me, is complete, which means we have 3 out of the 7 Barrows achievements done with. There are some pretty tricky ones left, though. Now, the next combat achievement I'm working on is pretty easy, but I keep messing it up mainly because of Varrock. We're working on Pray for Success, which essentially means I just need to take no damage throughout the entire run, which is pretty easy for Barrows because you can just bring prayer potions and you're good to go. You just take no damage, except for Varrock, who can hit through prayer, which I've messed up a few times now. It's pretty simple though. We just need Varrock in the upper tunnels and we can just safe spot them there. So on chest number 20, we finished up with Pray for Success. That is our 4th task out of 7 complete. Another medium task done, but next up here, we need to work on probably one of our first hard tasks ever, and that would be for Barrows. So we finally come back here to the Black Dragon to get a little bit of vengeance. I have tried to kill the Black Dragon on 3 separate occasions, so, you know, he's kind of an arch nemesis of mine. There we go, guys. Big, Black, and Fiery is, that's a weird name. I don't know about that one. But that is another combat achievement done, which means we're now up to 26 out of 410. And the easy achievement diary is looking pretty damn good. So kind of a weird task to get this level up on, but there is 70 attack, which means we now can wear the Abyssal Whip. Gonna be a long time before I get that. So we are continuing on with Konar Slayer, and we're getting a lot of annoying tasks, like Black Demons is gonna take like all afternoon to do. God, that's so good actually. 5 Renar Seeds, that's probably literally the best thing I could get from there. Okay, I've been looking for this drop for a little while now. We finally got a Weapon Poison from an Anku. And this is really important for 2 combat achievements, and we already have a Dragon Dagger to poison even. Now I've had a hard clue in my bank for a long time now, and it actually looks like I'll be able to complete this one. Very lucky not to have any wilderness steps or, well, anything else I couldn't do, which is a lot. So there is our very first hard clue on the account. That is actually perfect. We got a magic short bow, most importantly of all. I was kind of wondering what ranged weapon I'd be using. That's got to be the most stacked hard clue for an early game Ironman ever. We also got a rune pickaxe and black DI chaps, both which are kind of hard to get in the beginning. So that clue really hyped me up on range training. I've been kind of ignoring it for a while because I didn't really have, well, a good weapon to use, but now that we have the magic short bow, We have a really solid weapon to use for Barrows, which means we should probably train our ranged. So even though this has been terribly slow, we finished up most of a fire giant task with the Dorishkan crossbow, which actually brought us all the way up to 50 Slayer. I've been really working hard on training Slayer on the side, and that means we can actually now kill the Bloodveld, which is going to be really helpful, and I think it's a combat achievement. So there we go, 50 ranged at the Sand Crabs, which means we can now upgrade to the Ava's Accumulator. Now level 50 ranged is great because we can now upgrade to the Ava's Accumulator. On top of that, we can now finally wear the Magic Shortbow. I think we do have some rune arrows from Fire Giants, but just like that, we're looking so much stronger. This weapon is going to be so helpful at a rim of anything. I really didn't want to do another 30 Barrows chests or more with the Dragon Scimitar. Thank God we finally have a workable range weapon. So we're going to go ahead and poison our Dragon Dagger to make it a Dragon Dagger Poisoned. And as I was mentioning earlier, this is going to come in handy for 2 of the combat achievements I'm going to be doing in the near future. One is going to be a Barrows related combat achievement, and one is going to be Bryophyta. So one of the tasks I didn't think I'd be able to do for a long time is a hard task called Just Like That. Essentially, I just have to kill Kirill with only special attacks. I kind of thought I had to do it in one rotation, but that's not the case. We can just wait on the other side of the crypt for our special attack to regenerate and continue. So yes, sure, it's a very time-consuming process, but one thing that's going to speed things up is my Poisoned Dagger. Apparently, according to T. Lastau, poison damage doesn't actually make you fail the Kirill challenge, and as far as I can tell, it looks like we're good to go. So no, this is not the most heroic way to do it, but we'll wait over here and wait for them to die via poison. So just like that, we are done with another combat achievement. We actually got incredibly lucky with our special attacks, so this only took around 4 minutes, and that is another hard combat achievement done. Oh, there we go, we actually got a good item. Well, it's still not one of the better items, but we got a at least workable item. That would be the Torag's helmet. It's not actually that good, guys, is it? I don't really know when I'll be wearing this. The only good thing is that we actually have 2 parts of the Torag set now, which means we could complete an entire set, which is required, I think, just for a regular achievement diary. Now, we actually have 1 Bryophyta task to complete, so we had to go gather 1 more Mossy Key. We've gotten really lucky on these ones somehow, not so much on the Giant Keys. Now, this is where the Poisoned Dragon Dagger is going to come in handy again. Our last combat achievement for Bryophyta requires us to kill Bryophyta with poison. Okay, so that wasn't really that hard. We just had to get her down to a low HP and just let her die from our 2 ticks of poison damage. So there we go, we've finished up a slow death, and I think that means that as our very first completed boss. Looks amazing when it turns green. Barrows is really close as well. So we have 2 more tasks for Barrows. One is probably one of the more dangerous tasks I have to do for the entire Barrows log. Now that's going to be Faithless Crypt Run. It's not that hard, there's just a fair bit of risk. Now we just simply have to do an entire Barrows run without having any prayer points. And really the only tricky point here is Duroc. I would say we've gotten fairly good at the safe spotting method here. And honestly, even if he does smack me, it's unlikely I would die. But you know, it is still getting the heart rate up a bit. We finished up with our 6th Barrows task, Faithless Crypt Run, which means we only have 1 left to do, and that would be the 50 Barrows kill count. So I was taking a bit of a break from Barrows because I've been doing it for most of the last week, and I just ended up getting 50 fire making, somewhat inadvertently, but that's really important because that means we can now do Winter Tot, which we're going to have to do here pretty soon. Now that said, the actual reason I'm here is 56 wood cutting, which means we can now do the Fremnik Isles quest, which means we can finally get our Need Is Not helm. So there we go, Fremnik Trials done. Pretty nifty quest to get done with. We'll get a ton of experience and a bunch of different skills. Probably one of the most important levels here is actually going to be to Fletching. It was level 1 before, I believe, and now we're all the way up to 18. So I went ahead and decapitated a troll, no problem, and we're going to finish up now with Fremnik Isles. I'm going to check both of these into defense because I just want to get to 70 as soon as possible. So now we of course have access to the Helm of Need Is Not, 47 crafting, which is not bad, and 29 construction, super helpful to get done, and a very nice gear upgrade. You can also now see my beard. Okay, one last quest I kind of needed to get done with here is the feud, and that's because I am dead broke, and the only thing I really have worth any amount of money is runes, so I need somewhere to sell off my blood runes and chaos runes. So it kind of feels bad selling off my blood runes, but I'm so poor, I kind of have to do it, because I still have like 25 Barrows chests to do, and we're running out of charges on my Ivan staff. Alright guys, we just have one Barrows task left, and that would be 50 kills with the Barrows brothers, so let's do it. It is done. Finally, there is chest number 50. No more items, fortunately, but I'm definitely done with Barrows for a while now. But I'm really happy that I managed to finish all of the combat achievement tasks, even the Kirill one, some of the more dangerous ones, and that has brought us up to 20 out of 33 easy tasks done, and a completed Barrows and Bryophyta log. Super hyped on that one, and that means we are now up to 30 combat achievements completed. The next boss on the menu, I believe, is going to be the Deranged Archaeologist, but we're going to have to save that for the next episode. So now that we have done 30 combat achievements, the current bounty, for lack of a better word, is up to $300 that we will donate to a charity upon my death. So thanks for watching, guys, as always, and I will see you in the next episode. Now, before I go here, I want to give a massive thank you to all of my members over on YouTube. Thank you so much to Guy Fox, Wolf of the Hunt, Timothy Chen, Ocelot, and Kush Patel for all being subscribed at the Dragon tier. Always appreciate you guys. Thanks again so much. Also, a giant thank you to CJ Ruse, Mexos, Bratton Graffin, NDM1, Yo-Yo Sub 89, and Base Titch for all being subscribed at the Runite tier. Again, means a lot, guys. Always appreciate it. And of course, thank you to anyone else supported me in one way or another. As always, if you guys are looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is a great way to do so. You can become immortalized in all of my future videos, get access to my video release schedule, and of course, get a custom role in my Discord server. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time.